Hello, and welcome back to the Operator 2.0 course, Module 1. I'm AI Jones, and I'm going to show you exactly how you can use open source AI technology and related tools to be able to change your circumstance and give you more clarity and skills in the place that you know you need. So number one is operator versus consumer mindset. Now, with this slide specifically, I want to start giving you the best reason to be able to continue what it is that you want to do, right? Because a lot of people are confused. You have to think, if you don't know where it is that you want to go, then how are you supposed to get there? If you're confused about this technology, then how are you supposed to understand your direction or how to use it to your advantage? Well, this is where I'm going to help you. I'm going to give you a way better idea of exactly how this is going to work for you, and I'm going to show you how your mindset is the prerequisite to starting to use this technology in an efficient way. See, there's a lot of people out there that are just taking shots in the dark. People are using the search bar to be able to get small little tidbits of information that will help them out through their daily lives. And that's fantastic if that's your goals. But I know that you're here for a reason, that you're thinking bigger than that. You're thinking, this is something that, yes, it could help me in my day-to-day life, but what about my long-term goals? What about where I want to actually go? How is this going to help me in the long term, not just the day-to-day practices? So, operators build, consumers consume. This is something that it really speaks to me because consuming or consumption is probably one of the worst things that can happen when it comes to using this technology. Let me explain. So, if you're putting things inside the search bar to try and get information on, let's say, current world events, well, what's going to happen is you're going to see a plethora of details that come up, and it's going to get you lost in the rabbit hole of how the world is functioning and distract you from what you specifically should be doing in your specific circumstance. Therefore, you're consuming your time. Now, unless you have specific goals that involve getting details from real world events, like for example, if you have a handle on YouTube and you need these stats in order to continue your video series, well, then that would make sense. I'm talking about people that are aimlessly searching for things that are absolutely irrelevant to what it is that they want to do. And let me explain how that consumption can destroy you. So just like any other tool, you can get lost in the details of things that are irrelevant, and then therefore turning something that was supposed to be an investment of your time into a consumption. Because now you're taking all this time to read information that you don't really need, and you're putting it into endless bins of useless information stored in your memory that mean absolutely nothing to what you're trying to do. So that's why the mindset is so important. Your mind sets the tone. How you think shapes what you create. Those are big points. So if you're thinking on negative terms, then typically speaking, it will transition into what it is you're doing. Now, with regards to AI, if you're operating from a place of fear, then of course you would search things, and some people do this subconsciously, that keep the fear going. If you're afraid of what's happening in the world, well, you're searching more things to try and give you more information to what's happening in the world, because this feeling of fear has become familiar. So now you're only feeding the familiar thing, where reality hits and you think, why am I even getting stuck in this stuff, and how does it actually matter in my life? Now, tools don't change your life. Your choices do. AI just amplifies them. So having the tool is a great asset. And this is where a lot of people come in and they say, well, I have that. I have ChatGPT, I have Grok 3, I have these open AIs. So what do I need you for? That's a great question. See, just because you have the tool doesn't mean you know how to use it. So if I show up to build a home and I'm saying, I have all the top quality drills, I have all the hammers, the nails, the screws, I have all the lumber, I have the measuring tape, I have the ladder, I have everything I need. Why would I need you, a person who has built a home before, to teach me when I have all the tools I need to do it? Well, a simple question. Have you ever built a home before? No? So just because you have the tools, you seem to think that you can build a home effectively like someone who's built a home in the past? That's ludicrous. There's no way that you're going to be able to build a home 100% correctly if you haven't done that before. So in the same sense, we're talking about a technology that, yes, you do have access to without me, but I'm merely here to give you clarity and perspective as to how you can approach this technology and start using it to your advantage today. The last time you used this technology, it was likely to create an image or to create a funny video or to do something that is 100% irrelevant to where you want to actually go. So what we're going to do is change your mindset and perspective to start understanding that this isn't a toy anymore. This is actually a tool. And what you're learning is how to use it as a tool, not as a toy, right? So studies show people who believe they can actually grow and do better in school, business, and life, right? Using AI technology. If you consider people with different learning styles and abilities, go back to the days of when you were in school, or if you're somebody who's still in school, you can see that they have very general spectrum classrooms, and the discussions are very generalized and not specific to the individual with perhaps a different learning style. Maybe they're a visual learner. Maybe they're an audible learner. They can only learn by hearing things. Maybe they can only learn by reading the information and processing it on paper. There's different learning styles, and that means that different people take the same information differently. They've done studies over the course of years that would show you that different students learn at different paces and in different styles. And without that being catered to, they're going to have trouble learning the same concepts because they don't learn the same way. The takeaway is, if you upgrade your mindset, the results you get with AI will multiply. So once you start realizing that you are the reason you are where you are, and the only way that you can actually change that is by, first of all, becoming self-aware, which is a mindset in itself, being self-aware, and then using your thoughts, your processes, your details, your ideas, and your dreams to start articulating specifically where it is that you want to go. And then you're going to start to see a dramatic change in how you use AI and the results that you're going to get. So the great part about each of these lessons is I have left a downloadable PDF where if you download this PDF, you're going to get some reaffirming points of what we've talked about in this lesson, and you're going to get some example prompts that you can use right now in order to see the big difference in what you get as a result, as opposed to what you were doing before. So I appreciate you coming through for this lesson. This is just showing you how and why you need your mindset first. And I will then next start talking about our identity as the operator, because it is an identity. You're now thinking about yourself in a different light. So thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you in the next lesson.